G'day guys, we're at the old Vallan Cemetery. Having a bit of a look around today. It's quite interesting. Got all these little crosses all over the place. Actually looking for a particular grave today. Yeah, this one's sunk. See the marks there.
Girl who grew up in the cemetery.
So there's definitely bodies here.
Yeah. They're a bit early, but they're a bit recent.
Yeah. Just checking out some of the names across here. Yeah, there's got to be some recent ones here, so we don't normally film the recent ones, but we are looking for someone in particular. So, well, this is, I've never really sort of seen a cemetery set out with so many little crosses. There's some older ones dotted in the open fields, and I've got no doubt that there's some unmarked ones here as well. Yeah, some of these crosses do have names on them, so we've got a lot to look at, I think. Yeah, like even here, somebody's buried here, but there's no marking at all. So just trying to don't want to walk over the top of them, but they're not really giving us much room there.
They're all 2018, 2019,
Yeah. 2020. I'll try and walk over. Yeah, it's really hard to not stand on anybody's grave here. Yeah, excuse us. The ground is lots of cracks in it. So the ground's been sinking quite a bit, and it seems like that there's... Yeah, that's okay. Seems like there's a lot of sinkage. Oh, there you go. Yeah, tripping over crosses here. Just trying not to walk over the top of graves. It's some cultures or some countries, they're quite happy with you doing that. It's just a normal thing, but we try not to walk over the top of graves. Spot the name. So, okay. Not too sure actually where to look. This is the whole thing. See if I can spot a name somewhere. A name that I'm after. You can see here, especially here, sunken spots. It's a strange feeling in this cemetery. Somebody tried to shove you. Beth was just saying that somebody tried to shove her there. Oh, this is... you don't know where to stand. Seriously. This is crazy. Oh, we've got Sergeant L. Gray over here from the Royal Australian Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. Thanks for your service. Oh, Jesus. He fell in that little ditch there. There's a bit of a ditch sort of thing there. Excuse me, whoever you are. No name. Beth's getting a little bit of a push and a shove. Beth's got a K2 out, I got my K2 out. Have a look. It's a certain person we're looking for here. Can you communicate with us that you're here? I'm getting a bit of flashing there. Do you recognise who I am?
Someone might have to go.
Person we're looking for. If you're here and you recognise who I am, can you flash the K lights on this meter? Just going to have a walk around the back here. Okay. Beth's had a little bit of pushing and shoving, and it's interesting.
It's interesting for you.
Yeah. So this is another section here. The section where we were at there was all the State Trustees, which is probably this section that we'd have to explore a little bit more. This section here, again, it's obviously these crosses are representing people who were not too well off and couldn't afford headstones. Probably, you know, family, didn't have family or whatever.
Some of them have
Got a
names written on them.
K2 as well. If there's anybody here that wishes to come forward and touch the K2, feel free to do so. Just to let us know you're here. This is a Interesting one over here. I don't want to walk over the top here.
Lost, mate.
It's a walker. Over there.
These are more likely to have.
Thanks for flashing the K2 for us, whoever you are. Were you...
Oh, for God's sake, get out of my aura! I'm serious. Fuck off. Kicking the stick out.
Well, somebody's having a go at Beth, so whoever you are, why don't you have a go at me?
I'm a easy target, he says.
Well, you pick on women.
I think that's his.
Yeah?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you do. Picking on women.
Oh, mate.
What about if I stand right next to Beth, you come and have a go at me?
As we flashing. Want to know why they call me Bitchy Witch?
Too much of a suck?
There he is. Know why they call me the Bitchy Witch?
Come and have a go.
I'm carrying a baby. I've got a walking stick, and you're being a bloody coward.
Yeah.
Oh, man, are ya? Hey?
Anyway, as we wander around, we'll just ignore this one because he's just a piece of shit. Yeah, there's a couple of big substantial ones out there. But what an interesting place. I've never seen so many tiny crosses with names. I'm going to have a serious explore here to see if we can find who I'm after. But I do want to go and have a look at some of these bigger ones over there, so how about we mosey on up that direction. And all of these ones here, they've all got no dates or anything, just a name. Just a name, not a date. Okay, got to have a look at some of these bigger ones out the back here. Good sized family grave, this one. Let's see what we can find on the headstone. A little bit hard to read there.
Charles.
Devlin.
Diane. Daniel. Devlin.
Daniel, Charles, Peter. Families of Devlin. Big one over here too. Let's see what this one's about. There's a name on the side there. I'll just have a look at the front. It's quite substantial. Anne Murphy. Something Murphy. Anne Murphy. 1883. So, yeah, it doesn't look too stable, does it?
No.
The bottom bit?
No. Looks like it's been propped up somehow.
Yeah. But again, family grave.
Yeah, it's a lot to prop up.
Good size. Alright. There's a grave of some description.
There's two. One, two.
Looks like there's two headstones.
Yeah.
And we've got a pretty decent sized one over here. Elizabeth James John Hasty. Died at the age of 80. So, and he was from Scotland. So a bit of a family grave there. A couple of headstones. Anyone connected to this grave? If you'd like to come forward and touch this device I've got in my hand, show that you're here. You come with a lot of respect, and a lot of love, but we don't take any bullshit.
I always love the look on Spirit's face when they get zapped. It's classic.
So I think Beth just kicked one of the spirit's butts.
It's always, oh crap.
Which I think is quite cool because they don't tend to have a go at me, they tend to have a go at her.
I can tap down myself.
As soon as I turn around and say, hey, why don't you try me for size, they back right off. But anyway, this is an interesting one. This is broken, unfortunately.
That was entertaining.
Oops.
Ooh.
There's a
Thanks for warning me about the dip, darling.
Yeah.
Really helpful.
There's no name on this one, but it's an interesting grave anyway. Unfortunately broken. So a lot of blessings there.
Oh, where did that come from?
Got some old wrought iron. K2's not really doing anything at the moment.
No.
That's okay. James Parker. Late of down something Market, Norfolk, England. And Sarah. There's a little bit of an inscription there. I can't quite read it, but that's okay. I'd say that's an area where there was a grave. There's another one here. This one's growing its own tree. It's too worn away to read the front of that. And plus I've got to watch out for the old tiger snakes around here. If you're Australian, you know the old tiger snakes like to chase you all over the bloody place.
Tiger snakes have got I reckon they've just got a chip on their shoulders.
Yeah, tiger snakes have got a chip on their shoulders.
They're not as big as the King Down.
Yeah. Elizabeth Caroline.
And Francis
Atkinson.
This is a family one.
Okay, can't quite see where they're from.
Atkinson.
There's another Atkinson.
Nice.
So this is a family plot.
There's one behind you.
Oh yeah, there's another one here. There you go. So this cemetery has been obviously used since the 1800s. There's a couple here too, but there's no headstones, just in amongst the trees. Which is quite interesting to see. And it's just all open country. So there's a couple more up that way we'll go and have a look at. This is a grave of Margaret Often Witherden and Alan Victoria Witherden, 1868.
That's just beautiful.
Yeah, lovely little stillborn grave. A couple of newer graves here.
Yeah.
Some sheep and a dog.
I love how they leave bottles of beer and that for the dead. I think
Yeah.
you see that in a lot of places. Bottles of beer and, you know.
This one here's quite substantial, good chunk of rock. See if there's anything on the front here. No. Nothing readable. Still got my K2 with me, so if there's anyone here who wants to come forward, please do so. There's a rather large one out the front there. Shall we go towards the front?
I don't like the feel of that. I didn't like the feel of that when I came in. Why?
A little bit of flashing there. I'm going to have a look at the front one anyway before we go out.
There's about 2 in there.
Yeah, there's a couple in there.
Yeah.
As we're walking through the fields here, there's little areas like this are obviously were graves. There's another area here. It's obviously a grave. This one here is quite substantial.
Oh, the aura on that.
Beth doesn't like this one,
No,
but I find it quite interesting.
it's interesting, but it's nah.
Can't quite read it.
Why? K2's going off.
Something to the memory of Thomas. You might pick it up on video. You might pick that one up on video. Not too sure. Nothing on the back. Just a little bit weathered. So, not too sure. We're on the Geelong Road in Belen, or outside of Belen I should say. Yeah, a little bit too weathered to actually read properly.
I'm not liking this.
K2 is not happening at the minute. Beth's got Sammy with her, out for the ride. One of her spirited dolls. Hi Sammy!
Decided to come on our adventure today, our little intrepid adventure.
So Belen Old Cemetery was established in 1850, and this is a memorial wall. Although I wouldn't mind betting there's a couple of earlier ones here. We shall probably not find out. Anyway, a couple of plaques on the wall. And welcome to Old Belen Cemetery. As the sign says, first burial 20th of March 1850. That's about it from us for this cemetery anyway. Say bye.
Bye.
We didn't find who we were looking for. Perhaps they still are here because there happens to be a lot of crosses, a lot of graves, no names. Anyway, it's bye from us.
Bye.
See ya!